Let me show you how to take a small hole in your vinyl siding like this and patch it up using a vinyl siding repair patch kit. I get these 6-pack of vinyl siding repair patches from Amazon. I'm going to drop the link below.
Here is the hole that we're dealing with. That's a pretty good sized one. Looks like I've had a little critter in there. I don't know, maybe a woodpecker, I'm not sure. The first thing we want to do is clean the surface off really good so that our vinyl patch will have an opportunity to adhere. So I'm just going to take some rubbing alcohol and clean the area up. These little patches, you can't just use scissors and cut them to size. It's basically like a big sticker. It's a piece of vinyl with some adhesive and that's it. This was a 6-pack and I've already used a lot. I'm literally, they're a little bit bigger, so I cut them. I usually cut them and use like half sheets at a time. So this is a half. The stickers are the size of this package, so you can see where I've cut quite a bit off of this one. But this is my last little half that I have left. I've got quite a few holes to patch up around here. Take the patch and see how much. I like to usually start down here and then fold it up. So we're gonna kind of do like that. And I really don't need it to go all the way up there. I mean, it wouldn't hurt if it did, but I'm just gonna cut it right here. That way I've still got another little piece in case I have another small hole that I need to patch up. So we're gonna cut, so there's my hole. We'll cut it like right here. So we'll just basically cut this in half. And then I'm gonna use this piece here. Just gonna take the backing off. And we got our patch. So I'm just gonna start on the bottom here, make sure it sticks good, and then just roll it up. And that's it. If you want, take like a credit card to make sure it's good and stuck on there. But now your hole is gonna be covered and protected. Now if your siding is white, you're done. But obviously mine is not, so I'm gonna paint it. I took a piece of siding to the hardware store a couple of years ago when I patched my first one up with these siding patches, and I got a little custom color match. It's not perfect, it's a little darker, but it's better than nothing. I'm just trying to get by with this right now. Eventually, I might take a piece of siding from the back and swap it out, or go try to find some siding and match it up and repair it. But for now, we're just gonna paint it. As you can see, it's adhered really well all the way around. That patch is not coming off. Here's my paint. I did have to get a quart, which I'll never go through all this, but the store that I went to at the time, that was the smallest that they had. The little testers, though, really are the best. So if you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's where they have the little testers, that's what I would do. And then try to get like either a custom color match or go get some paint swatches from the store, bring them home, hold them up to your siding in the daylight, and just see if you can find the one closest to it. Again, this isn't meant to be perfect. It's just meant to get you by. It's gonna be winter here soon, and I really wanna keep snow and moisture and stuff out of my siding. So this is just meant really to kind of get you by for now and just make it kind of an easy process. So there we go, I just painted over that. We're gonna let it dry and then I'll come back and give it another coat. Okay, that's dry. Go ahead and throw a second coat on there.
And finally, let's give it a third coat. It usually takes me 3 coats to completely cover all of the white from the repair patch. And here is what my repair looks like the very next day. So it's completely dry here. You can see the color's just a little bit off. I don't have it matched exactly, but it looks so much better than having a hole there. And now my house is protected.
I want to show you the first hole that I patched up using these vinyl siding repair patches. I patched this up in April of 2022. And I know for sure that that's when I did it because I made a TikTok video about it. And so I went back on my TikTok history and saw that it was April 3rd of 2022 was the first day that I made a video showing how to repair this vinyl siding with a vinyl siding repair patch. So I think you can probably see where it's at because I told you my paint doesn't match exactly. So right here was the first hole that I patched up with almost 2 years and 7 months ago. Quite a long time ago. The same patch is still there. It has been through all 4 seasons, almost 3 years worth, you know, snow, rain, ice. It's still there. And like I said, my paint's a little bit darker. I've thought about taking a little bit of like a white color or a beige to try to lighten it and go back over it. I just haven't gotten around to it. This is just an outbuilding. I mean, my house is back there. So this is a separate building that we have, like a little extra garage shop, and we're on the back side of it. So I really don't care that it doesn't match perfectly, and I really don't care that this was meant to be a temporary solution, and almost 3 years later, it's still here. So as you can see, it's holding up quite nicely. There's the hole, I can feel it right there. And the patch is fine. In fact, I've got another one up there. I don't know if you can see that. I've got one right there. We have, our whole property is just all this rock. I mean, it's basically everywhere. And you know, I don't know if my husband's doing this, the lawnmower. He says he takes the output away from the houses, but I don't know, maybe weed eaters are doing it. I have no idea, but I feel like every year I come out here and I do an inspection and I find a new hole. Just keep patching them up. Luckily, they're all on like the back side. The one I just did right now in this video is on the front of my house. It's behind a big bush, so you're not gonna see it. So I'm really not concerned about it. I've got some extra pieces of siding, so I could cut, as narrow as that spot was in between the window and the edge, I could cut a piece and just replace it. Or I can even go to a siding company and try to find some to match. The problem is this is 17 years old, so it's faded. So anything I get new isn't going to match because this has been out in the elements for a long time now. So I don't know what's better, to get these patches and try to match the paint as close as you can, or go get a new piece of siding and it's gonna be off and the whole piece of siding is gonna be off. So I guess you have to kind of weigh the pros and the cons of each method and do what's best for you. And then I also want to show you, I can pressure wash the siding and go right over those patches. I'll insert some footage here showing you, because I did tape it when I was pressure washing the house a couple of months ago, and we went right over the patch with the pressure washer and it didn't take it off at all. And in fact, it's still there. So you can clean your siding with these on. Rain, ice, snow, nothing takes them off. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. And of course, subscribe for more DIY Made Easy.